what is needed to validate the codicil that you have documented in your book?
So the trust. Right? So the few things, the codicil to supplement a trust and or a fund, apart from the documentation itself, realizing we have to get around some of the issues that the trust created. One of them will be we need someone to acquire the property on behalf of the unborn beneficiaries. So the Torah law discusses and the rabbis dictate a number of methods of acquisition which will transfer the ownership to this person. All these methods of acquisition have to be done. They're conceptually simple, but it has to be done in the right way. Well, the qualifications are he has to be an Orthodox Sabbath observing male Jew. Another thing is that
if it's done by Gentiles, not good.
If it's done by a non-Jew, it will not be valid because we are dealing with Torah issues over here, and as we said before, Din and Malchus Dinah will not apply, and therefore all the stringencies that the Chazal demanded to uphold and to validate Torah documents are all going to fall into place over here. So only male Orthodox Sabbath observing Jews who are not related, and Sabbath and all mitzvahs who are not related to the testator or the beneficiaries or to anybody else benefiting from the existence of this trust, including the lawyer. The lawyer would not be qualified since he himself is getting money for the drawing up these documents. He would also be therefore halachically invalid to be a witness on behalf of the testator. And so we have, apart from the acquisition clauses over here, which there are a few methods of acquisition, like everything in halacha, there are many different ways of doing it. We're doing a belt and braces situation over here to make sure every eventuality is covered. There are different ways of acquiring real estate, movable objects, intangible objects, different ways of creating an acquisition even without the transfer of any property, ways of acquiring movable property by acquiring fixed property. There are many, many different complicated ideas, concepts over here. They are all covered. Another one, of course, has to be the trustee, who we're calling a trustee according to the secular terms, was actually, in fact, receiving the money. In halacha, we call an apotropos, somebody who is responsible to take care of the needs of the unborn children or even the children who are not yet reached the age of 20 and are therefore capable of handling their own real estate matters, or under the age of 13 they haven't got the Torah approved requirements yet to be taking care of their own non-movable intangible objects. Therefore all these acquisitions are very important, and the people chosen to do it have to be Torah qualified, male, fully Torah observant, fully Shabbos observant Jews, as we said before, not related to any of the parties. Another thing we have done over here in this book is, in order to give it the full validity possible, we've made it actually a Maisa Bezdin, which means that it is done in front of three Chosheва, important rabbis who are qualified in understanding all the minutiae and all the details of these acquisitions and these laws. That is the best way to do it. If it cannot be done that way, then any three Orthodox qualified men who are qualified to be witnesses can be doing it, or even just only two witnesses can do it as well. There are times where just a signature, the validated signature of this testator himself will be enough. There's the rule of Hodas Baldin, the admission of the person himself can validate a document, but that will not help over here if it is being acquired on behalf of people who are not yet capable, because they're not yet born or not yet valid to accept it for them. We need it to be given to a second party to acquire it on their behalf as well. So apart from the testator and the witnesses, we actually have the trustee, another person, to accept it on behalf of these people who are incapable, according to the halacha, of accepting it for themselves. And that's another thing which has to be done properly. So all these details are very important, and it would be essential and advisable to consult a rabbi who is competent in dealing with these matters. Once you talk to someone who's competent, it's done very quickly, very simply, very easily. It doesn't take that long at all. If it's done right, it's right. If it's done wrong, the whole thing is invalid. Cut.